Hello there, everybody. My name is TricksterShadow. I'm a killer main with over 4.5 thousand hours in Dead by Daylight. And if you don't know me, I'm a pretty big completionist. I have all killers, Prestige 3, with all the perks in the game. That's including Oni, and everybody has Oni's perks. And that goes onto Survivor as well. All Survivors are Prestige 3, and they all have Yui's perks as well. And so, barring cosmetics, because I just don't want to spend money, spend a bunch of money rather, I'm 100%. I have all achievements. I have everybody Prestige 3. I have all the perks. But a problem that I face, and I face this around every 3 months, is that Dead by Daylight, and it's a good problem, being Dead by Daylight is constantly releasing new killers and new survivors. Now, I want to be 100% as often as I can be and as fast as I can be. Especially because I stream, and I want to make sure I have all the perks, and I want to make sure that everybody's Prestige 3, just because it looks nice, really, and I just want to be a completionist. And so I found a way to save 2.5 million, possibly more, blood points, and be able to instantly Prestige 2 either the killer or the survivor when they come out in somewhere around March, I believe. Well, I'm basing that off of previous release schedules. I believe somewhere in March the next chapter will release. You might be wondering, how do I do that? How do I save 2.5 million, especially with the million blood point cap? Well, I'm about to show you. All right. Many of you may be familiar with this. This is the Archives, something that is pretty new to Dead by Daylight. It came out a few months ago. And all it really is just challenges, like a more extended part of the daily system. And this is something that many people have figured out, but of course, you want to go from the prologue to the epilogue. You want to finish it so you can get on to the next chapters. But something that you can do with these archives is that any node that's not on the main path, like barring you from getting from the prologue to the epilogue, you can save these nodes that are off to the sides, and then you can just not claim them. So that's like this one is extra 25,000. If you want to save it for the next patch, all you got to do is just not claim that 25,000, and then when the new patch rolls around, you claim it, and then that's an extra 25,000 on above the million blood point cap that you can bring into the next patch. Now, that is where a lot of the blood points for what I'm trying to do comes from. Let me show you. So, this is the upcoming tome that's going to be coming out. You may be wondering, oh, how do I have this? This is provided by the DBD Onta site. I don't know how I'm supposed to say that, but it's a leaderboard site for DBD. It's not owned by the developers of DBD Behavior. It's a third-party thing that somebody has created. And within this site, there's the next tome. And I think this is pretty reliable information. Of course, this could change. The devs could adjust the values for these, or just the challenges if they deem them to be too difficult or too easy. But this is pretty reliable. I think this is what is going to be, or very similar to be, what is going to be launching. And of course, like with the previous tome, there's regular challenges, which earn 15,000 at the first level, and then there's the master challenges, which earn a little bit more. And of course, these blood point values increase with the level that you're on, since they're supposed to be getting harder. And what we care about are these master challenges. And good thing for us, these master challenges are pretty much always, there are some variations and some exceptions, but for the most part, they're on the edges, which is very good, because we can, if they're on the edges, they don't obstruct our path to going to the epilogue and going to the next level and getting more blood points. And so with this, we're going to be saving the master challenges and not claiming them until the new patch drops, and then you can claim all the ones that you want and put all those blood points into the new killer, new survivor, whoever they be. So you may be wondering, okay, yeah, I can save these nodes and save them for the next killer, next survivor, but what path am I supposed to go down? Like, how am I supposed to efficiently save these? Well, you don't have to worry about that, because I've already figured that out for you. So, as you can see, I already mapped out, according to the information I got from the DBD Onta site, the third-party site, I already mapped out the regular challenges and the master challenges. Good thing for us, the master challenges are towards the edges, towards the fringes, which is very good because we can make a pretty straight line to the end without consuming too many master challenges. And here is the path that I've worked out is the most efficient for saving as many blood points from the level as possible, while also 100%ing the level. Now you can see that we do have to claim 2 master challenges. We got to claim one on the left, right above the Made by TricksterShadow. It's the middle one. We've got to claim that just because it keeps us from getting the Master Challenge at the bottom, just because of the way it's set up as a straight line down. And then we also can't get the one by the epilogue right above the epilogue because we got to get to the epilogue somehow. And if we don't do the epilogue, then we can't move on to the next level of the tome. We can't save more blood points. I wish we could, but we have to finish and get to the epilogue just so we can get to the other tiers and save more for the next chapter. And so we consumed 2 master challenges through this, but through doing this, just this tome alone, I got all my notes right here, we saved 240,000 blood points out of the 440,000 that you get out of this level 1 of this tome 2. And so that's 240,000 on top of the 1,000,000 blood point cap that you can save going to the next killer and survivor drop. So that's already really good. That's really, really good. This is level 2 of Tome 2. You can see there's still some Master Challenges, and then we have this Master Challenges on the fringes. But the problem with these Master Challenges is that they're straight lines. Like the last one, they had a straight line, and we had to just consume. We had to waste some of the Master Challenges in order to get to the ends. Now this one isn't as great just because of the way it's set up. You save 440,000, which is a lot. But, oh wait, no. Oh, no. You save 225,000. My mistake. I was looking at the wrong note. You save 225,000 out of this one, out of the 660,000. So you save less blood points, but you still, that's an extra almost 250,000 that you save going into the next one. Of course, we got the level 3, which is this one. You save 440,000 out of these going down the path that I've laid out. And then this level 4 tome, I don't think this is going to be coming out before the next killer and survivor drops. I think this is coming out after. But I still did it regardless, just because why not? Nothing better to do. And through this tome 4, you can save 615,000 blood points because you get 1,155,000 total through all the nodes. But you can save 615,000 if you leave the stars and don't claim them. And of course you could do that for like upcoming releases. You could just save these, or you could just claim them, do whatever. But this level 4, I believe, is going to be coming out after the next killer and survivor drops, so it's not as big of a deal. And so with all these paths, and I'm going to be leaving a link to all these paths in the description, just for you to easily look at them and be able to reference them like later on in the coming weeks and months. With these, how many blood points do you save in total? Well, in total, you save 905,000 blood points between tome 1 and 3, because I believe those are the tomes that are going to be coming out before the next killer drops. So 905,000 blood points on top of your 1,000,000 blood point cap. Almost another 1,000,000. And that's great. But how, because 1.9 million, it's not quite enough to get to P2. Because it takes about like 1.2, 1.3 million to get somebody to level from level 1 to level 50. So how do we get closer to the P2 mark? Well, I'll show you. Okay, so we have 905,000 blood points in the archives saved up between the 3 tomes, three tomes that are going to be coming out before the new killer drops. So 905,000. We will also, if we're saving up for the next killer, of course, the next killer is not going to be releasing until March, like I said, most likely. So we'll have 905,000 saved from the archives. We'll have 1,000,000 saved up if we're preparing for it. We'll have 1,000,000 saved up for the killer or survivor that you want to dump into. It's already 1.9. 1.9 million. And there's also other ways to save blood points. So as you may know, you can also save blood points through dailies. Now dailies, you get varying amounts of blood points for these, but just assuming that you only get 30,000, so you get pretty poor luck. You get only 30,000. That's an extra 90k, which helps out. But of course you can get, like I got a Mori one, which I haven't done yet, which is 60,000. And as far as I know, you can get one of each blood point total type. So you can get one Mori one, you can get one 35k one for rescuing people, and you can get one 30k one. Actually, I believe you can get multiple 30k ones. It's just above the 30k, like 35 and 60, and there's a 45k one. You can only get one of those, but you can get as many 30ks as you want, as it'll give you. And so the best roll to get is to have a 60k one, to have a 45k one, and a 35k one. That's the best roll, but not everybody gets that lucky, and it's luck, really. That's all it is. And so even if you just only get 30ks, it's an extra 90,000 that you can have saved up, and you can just do it like I have. I did the dailies, but I haven't even claimed them yet. Of course, you won't get any more dailies. It stacks up to 3 until you claim one, but you can save them up like these. So extra 90k. So that's 90k, a million, and then 900,000 saved up in the archives. You can also go into the store, go into the Shrine of Secrets, and there's even more blood points in here if you save up the iridescent shards. If you already have these perks, it's very good because you can get an extra 150,000 per perk, assuming that they're not new perks. If they're new perks, they're going to cost 2,700 iridescent shards, and I'm not exactly sure how much more blood points it gives you. Maybe 200k. I think it's 200k. But that's just good for you if that's the case. If they do release a newer perk and it costs 2,700 shards. But if it's just 150,000, that is 600,000 blood points saved up in here. And they usually release it on Tuesdays, so you may be able to buy, double dip and buy from one set, and then it refreshes and buy the other set. So you can get 1.2 mil just from the shrine. But we're just going to assume that, like, maybe they don't, maybe they just release it on a Wednesday, never know. And so that's an extra 600k. So 600k from that, a million from your blood points, 90k from your dailies, and 900k from the archive. That adds up to almost 2.6 mil. That's crazy. It's exactly 2,595,000 blood points. But if you get any more blood points like dailies or anything like that, then of course you'll get past the 2.6. So that 2.6 mil is more than enough to get you the P2 and maybe a little bit more, in all honesty. But that's Prestige 2 and either Killer or Survivor without even playing a match of the new content whenever that drops in March, which is crazy. Very crazy. And yeah, that's really all I have to tell you guys. If you have any questions about how to do this, about any of like the pathing with the tomes or anything like that, you can ask in the comments down below. You can at me on Twitter. You can just search up TricksterShadow and you can find me, or you can join me on my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/TricksterShadow. Usually streaming around there at 6 p.m. PST around that time. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. If you like the video, if you like the work that I put into this, it took me a while to put this all together. Be sure to like this video, maybe share it, maybe share the images with people, help them out. And if you like my content, if you like me, maybe subscribe, possibly, maybe. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think we're done. Yeah. Sorry for being so awkward. I've been doing this for hours, trying to figure this all out, being just like a bad scientist about it. And so I'm sorry. I'm sorry about this. I'm not used to YouTube. All right, I'll see you guys all later, and have a good rest of your day or night, whatever it is. Bye bye, guys.